I'm going to show you the easiest way to make your own tube chassis with as much help as I can possibly give you. This is the Jimmy's 4x4 inspired Moonbuggy chassis that I've built over the last couple of months. Jimmy's 4x4 is a company in the full-size world that made a Moonbuggy that looked very similar to this, and that's where I pulled the inspiration off of for this specific design. So I took some photos and videos from that car and I scaled it down and modeled exactly how I wanted to build the miniature version. From there, that allows me to really dial in all of the suspension geometry, clearances, shift servo locations, the transmission, where the motor's going to go, all of those elements in the computer before I ever have to start bending or welding any tube whatsoever. After I go through all of those steps, I go through and I create all of these individual fixtures so that I can bend the tubes, make sure that they're perfect, and then put them into a jig that holds them exactly where they need to be so that I can weld them in position and then take everything apart, and I have a chassis that is very accurate to the computer model. During that whole process as well, I integrate as many laser cut parts as possible that fit right into those jigs also, so that I know the body panel holes will be the exact same every time. The brackets that hold the dash or the rear motor, the front servo mount, all of those parts fit into the tubes, and since those were fit by a jig, everything should go in exactly where it's supposed to go. And we proved that because while I was building this, there was 60 other people who joined me in the build along, where they got files as I finished them and I shared them with them along the way. So they followed and built their trucks at the exact same time that I was building mine. And now that we're done with that, this car is up and running. I've traveled across the country with it to compete with it. Now, all of those files are bundled together at once, and you guys can use them also. These files are listed on my website for sale, and I'll give you a link to where you can find them below. But first, I want to go through and tell you exactly everything that is in there. Now, as I mentioned, there's the jigs for actually constructing the chassis, and it's done in 4 stages. So it's all broken down by folder, and it tells you these tubes first, they fit in here, you take them out, you go to the next stage, so on and so forth. And it just will kind of walk you through there. Once you get through the construction of that, there's also all of the laser cut parts that fit into the chassis afterwards. That includes your skid plate mounting, the shock mounts, and all of those bulkheads for things like the 3D printed interior and the seat, the rear mounted scale engine that holds the electric motor inside of it. All of those parts are included in there. Now, I've got on here a carbon fiber roof, same carbon fiber hood. Inside of that file package, you'll find the molds and instructions to create your own carbon fiber hood and roof, as well as side panels. I've got some CNC machined ones on here, but you can make your own carbon fiber ones, or you can buy the laser cut aluminum panels and then just drop them on and be done very easily. There's also a number of files in there for things that you can't necessarily see. There's some wire routing guides that go on top of the transmission to keep wires from getting inside of the spur gear. There's a file for a dual servo mount that holds the shifting servos that sit up underneath of the hood as well. And there's some other files that were user created, like these inner fenders that have like a mesh pattern in them, created by Mod19 or Rex Racer 19, Jeff, whatever you want to call him. He created these, and I liked them better than the option that I was initially going to use, so I've got those in. He also created this really nice shroud for the shift linkage on the passenger side. I ended up using that as well. One of the other options that was created by the users was an interior panel that didn't use the digital voltmeter that I used. They just kind of molded in a second set of shift levers for some scale detail. That option is not currently in this download package, but something that I'll discuss with the creator, and then I'll add to the website later in case you would like to use it. In the end, what's inside of that package is just about everything I think you could need to create this buggy yourself at home. And like I mentioned, there were so many other guys that had such great luck and built beautiful looking rigs. Later on down the road, I'm going to do a final wrap-up video on this car and go through a ton of the other buggies that were built at the same time and show you guys all of the great work that they did. Now, if you think that this may be a project for you, I want to go over what you're going to need to accomplish it. First off, you're going to need a 3D printer to print all of the files that are created in that folder. It's just a digital download folder. So you're not getting physical jigs. You will need to 3D print them yourself. Most 3D printers are going to be capable of this. The maximum length of the part, I think on one of them, it's about 210 millimeters. And even on like the A1 Mini from Bamboo, it's got a much larger build plate than that. And if you kick things at an angle, you even have way more room. So most 3D printers should be capable of printing all of the parts in this download package. Next, you're going to need a way to weld the cage. Now, I say weld because TIG welding is the way that I would most suggest to do this. Now, that may seem like an expensive endeavor, but TIG welder prices have come down and down and down. Some of the members did them with $120 TIG welders off of Amazon. I'm going to be building another one of these with a TIG welder from YesWelder that costs $230. Now, I haven't used it yet, but from the specs that are listed, it seems like it's going to be a great option. I'll see as soon as it gets here and as soon as I get that built. If you're interested in checking out that same one, I'll put a link to it below, but again, I haven't tested it myself yet. However, it seems like it's going to be a good option. So a TIG welding setup, that will require the welder and the gas cylinder, that type of thing. So consider that if you're looking. But there was a couple of people who did torch braze these in those 3D printed jigs. There is some melting, but make sure that you're using PLA when you print this. PLA is the best filament for this project. If it melts, it's easy to just heat up and peel back off. If you use, crazier filaments, it will stick much harder. So just use PLA and keep it simple. MIG welders, not something I would really recommend. MIG weld joints are very large, and on tubing this small, it's just not a great option. So I wouldn't suggest MIG or regular arc welding. The tubing that is being used here is 3/16 inch diameter, 0.035 wall. And I'll put a link to the specific tubing I buy from Stock Car Steel, and I'll put a link to that below. I buy it in 3-foot lengths, and I usually buy about 12 feet for one chassis. If it's your first chassis, buy a little extra, so if you screw up, buy 20 feet just to be safe. You're also going to need a tubing bender that gives you about a 1/2 inch bend radius, and then you're going to need a way to cut and notch the tubing. Cutting it can be done with a Dremel or a hacksaw or a cutoff wheel, and then notching, the most common way is to use a standard 3/16 chainsaw file by hand. This tubing is very easy to notch, and you can get the cleanest results if you just take your time and do it by hand with a cheap set of files. I'll put a link to everything that I'm talking about below with a list, just in case you're trying to scratch this down too fast. I'll detail it out there. You of course need an area to work that is suitable for this. Don't braze on your mattress. Make sure that you're in a ventilated area, have proper PPE, be safe. And you will need to purchase the parts from SendCutSend, the laser cut parts. The files for the laser cut parts I do not distribute. Those are only available when purchased through SendCutSend. This is something that I do to try and help stop a little bit, at least, the redistribution of the files. And then beyond that, you're just going to need the rest of the parts of the RC car, the axles, servos, transmission, typical things that you would need. Now, the build list of parts needed will also be published. You'll find that build list linked on the same page as where you buy these files, just to keep things simple for you. Then there's some other additional resources for you. For example, I've got a Facebook group where you can go and talk to other people that are working on this or have already created it, see photos, ask some questions, as long as they pertain specifically to the build along vehicles. It's not for just everything RC, it's specific to these vehicles, just to try and keep things clean in there. So I'll put a link to that group below also. I'm going to be doing another video on this where I'm going to build one of these from start to finish in one video, and it's gonna be a long video, like probably multiple hours long. It's going to be for the people that are interested in building this, or some of you guys who just want to turn something on and let it play. In that long video, I'm going to be doing it with that inexpensive YesWelder. So we're going to see exactly how it goes in that video. And some other options for you. First of all, the shocks that I'm running on here are from Pricey Custom Shocks. Now, worked with Pricey's Custom to dial in the shock that I thought was going to work best for here. So if you like those same shocks, you can kind of skip all the steps of going through and telling him exactly what you're building and what length and all that. You can just say that you need shocks for the Harley Designs buggy, and he'll know exactly what you need. All you need to tell him is what color you want the aluminum parts to be. That is nice and easy. Also, on the bottom of this, you'll see that I've got a Delrin machined skid plate rather than the 3D printed one that is included in the file set. This one came from Brazen Scale, and he's just machined these very nice skid plates out of Delrin. It's not totally needed, but it sure is nice. Delrin, a machined Delrin piece like that just has benefits over a 3D printed option. If you just want to take it one step further, I think that's a great option, one I highly suggest. The links on this truck are custom. You will find a sheet inside of the build along package that gives you the exact lengths of the link shafts that you need. So if you wanted to make them yourself, you could do that, or you could order them from whoever you may order custom links from. You could buy the titanium options from Vanquish, or there's also a stainless steel link kit that will be available very shortly. That'll be a less expensive option rather than buying all titanium, and that'll get you all of the suspension links. The steering links are already available. I'm using the straight versions with the bent rod ends. That's been my go-to. This buggy is configured in kind of an interesting way with a VFD twin transmission in the middle, but the motor is back here in this weird flipped configuration of the VFD twin. Now, it does take modification to the top shaft, meaning cutting it to a shorter length and then drilling a new hole. It's not that hard, and some of the users created a jig that you could just quickly drill with just a guide. It made it pretty easy, and everybody in the build along did it with just normal hand tools and didn't require anything. But if that's not the way you want to do it, I'm also going to have a top shaft available for sale separately here soon as well. The links and the top shaft will both be available on the Vanquish website. So once those are available, I'll make a post about it, YouTube community page, Instagram, things like that. So follow those pages if you don't already, and hopefully then you can get all of the information. This buggy I built as a WRC Rock capable vehicle. So that's why I did some of the extra things that I did. And as you see it here is pretty much how I would suggest you configure it and how I've included the files to do so. If you have questions or you just aren't totally sure if this is going to be for you, drop a comment below and I can help you to the best of my ability. I can't promise that everybody will always be capable of tackling something like this, but I think that I've given you the tools to the best of my ability to give you the best chance of success. And if you've ever wanted to dive in and tackle a tube chassis, I think that this is just the easiest way to do it. It takes so much of the eyeballing and guesswork and trying to hold a tube in an awkward position. It takes all of that out of the equation. It just lets you bend and fit, hold it in place, work on your TIG welding or your brazing, whatever you're going to do. It just allows you to work on that rather than all of the rest, which is where sometimes you can get those funky looking buggies that may be built well. So this is what I feel is just the best way to give you a great shot at it. And we had great success in this build along at scale. I hope that some of you are interested in this. If so, again, there'll be a link in the description below where you can go and check out the files that are for sale now. I appreciate all the members of the build along who built their buggies right alongside me, and it gave me tons of confidence to be able to offer this to just everybody and feel like there was going to be an awesome number of buggies that came out of it as well. So with that, as always, I appreciate you guys for watching the video this far. Hit the like button if you did enjoy it, subscribe, consider the channel membership if you want to see a little bit more behind the scenes of when I was working on this, when I'm working on the next projects, and as the status of some of these new projects that I've been talking about are underway. So all of that available. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.